Greetings and welcome to the Talk to Me America show where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me a little later. I'll tell you when and tell them like it is. Welcome. It's Thursday evening once again, 7 p.m. Central Time. Time for another Talk to Me America show. I'm ldghwih, your hostess. Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. I appreciate y'all being here. Got a whole lot to cover today. I hope everyone is doing well. Hope you all had a great week. Hope you're not letting all of this stuff that I guess you could say, producing for you, letting you get you down. There's really only one way out, and if you keep your eyes on him, none of that other stuff matters. I guarantee it. All right. So many people here tonight. I hope you guys are doing well. I thank you for being here. Plugging the No Prisoners podcast with Kevin's K Audit Coffee and Feisty Ace. And sometimes friends like me on Fridays, almost exclusively now on Pilled.net. I am also on Pilled. I am on Odysee. I am on YouTube. And I am on Rumble. Welcome. Of course, Pastor Chatelet, my main moderator, he's means so watch out for him. And if he's here, that means the pond is here. I'm being simulcast on the pond. So welcome, pond. Don't forget to come over here and give me your numbers and give us a thumbs up and all that good stuff like that there. And also, too, later on, Pilled, I will be releasing a Kraken and we'll be raiding another channel. So, join me. Just for if for no other reason than some clicks, I gotta keep my numbers up. Gotta keep growing. It's especially very important to keep growing, especially now. We've got 2 months till the election, and well, you guys know the drill. We've been going through this now for almost 10 years. Next May, I think I'll make 10 years. That is, well, it's not going to stop even if he gets elected, so just got to be ready for anything. The new normal. Anyway, Red Dawn Radio, or as I like to call him, Tyrone. The Drunken Rocky on right after my show. Coffee Talk with Sandra. She said she was having some technical difficulties. If she's online, I will rate her show. If not, I'll pick one. Maybe someone else can pick one for me. Alright, DJ Based, Raynoth, all of my friends and Smeeks out there, some guy from Maine, Rougarou, not maybe, and Oomtown, and of course, with the schedule, community.pureblood.tv, that's me in the corner. Like I say, it's been some improvements. You can actually go to each day now and it'll show you what's playing just on that day. That way you don't have to scroll forever. And you can make plans. It's like a TV guide. Like a TV guide, but it's also interactive. You can click on one of the shows and it'll show you where to find them. And then to show you where you can support them. Stuff like that too. So, don't forget to go check out the schedule. purebloodmedia.group. It also has a news feed. You can advertise, and I think it has a social media or something on there too. It's growing by leaps and bounds, and these guys do a really good job. They're always keeping up with everything. And like I say, I like the new improvements. Before, I had to scroll down whenever I hit this page for myself. Now you can see me right in the middle of the page again. So make sure you check that out. Find you some new favorites. Of course, you also know how to support my channel. I have, where's my channel? There we go. My store, my merch store, or you can order something from me directly. My email scrolls down past me during the whole show. All right. And just in case anyone missed it, I haven't had a chance. I'm working on one for the, stay there. That's my rule. That's my rule right there. Just in case, like I say, if you weren't here last week, I finished this. There, I finished Warrior Pepe, or I forgot what Russian Buck called him. But yeah, he's the wanderer. I even gave him little sandals. This was inspired from the cartoons that I see sometimes on Pastor Shadley's channel. I actually thought it was kind of cool. So I made him, instead of plain clothes, I made him a coat of many colors. Actually, I couldn't resist this yarn. It's so pretty. I'm not used to bright colored yarn like that, so. I'm slower than I used to be. But I'll get him on my shop as soon as I can. I've actually was also informed that the Blue Jean Bear was received, but I don't know how the recipient liked it, so you have to let me know. Alright, and of course my to-do page is TEDOOO. If you go to TEDOO, it takes you to some unsecured page, and I don't want to be responsible for that. So I'm working on new things. I'm working on one now that I've been started on for a while, but I've got 3 or 4 things on the hooks right now. Everybody's been asking, but just forgive me, I'm slow. I can't help it. Plus, also too, this week, our septic system went down. So yeah, that was fun. I won't say anymore. You know what I mean. I'm sure you know what I mean. Alright, real quick, some fun with crochet. This is my friend right here, and like I say, I think he has a new book coming out. I'm going to get some of his patterns so that men will be interested in my pieces as well, my crochet pieces as well. I also have been working on some acrylic pieces. I was asked very nicely. Evidently, my little niece can wear pierced earrings now, but she's still just real little. She's like 8, maybe 8. And her mom asked me to make her some earrings, so I started making some. I got one pair finished. I don't know if you can see that. Little acrylics that I work with. So, and I like to bling. I actually made the base piece with acrylics, and then I blinked it up red, white, and blue. The Lone Star State. Okay. Alright. My friend Brochet. Oh, let me go over. Me in the corner.
I just crocheted this sweet ninja sword. Let's test it out. It works! It works! I just crocheted.
Whoa. He even crocheted that guy's head. That was crazy. Okay. Alright. Of course, also, too, you got the Ko-Fi, the Cash App, Super Chats, and memberships on Odysee and Rumble. Pilled has lots of fun stuff. Like pills and phones and cookies and sunglasses, I guess. I guess after all those cookies and pills and cans, you need sunglasses to go off in your spaceship. So, best thing you can do, actually all the links are below for all of this stuff. I even have a P.O. box. You can send me something. I love gifts. Doesn't have to be money, wink, wink. You're not allowed to, actually not allowed to ask for money. Really. I mean, you're just donating, you're supporting my channel. I'm not really asking for money. And actually, even if you send me something online, if you want to give me your address, I'll send you goodies. I got all kinds of stuff that I've made here that digging through, I find stuff all the time. And I always do extra goodies in the main things. If you order something off the line or something special, I always give extra goodies. Alright, so click on some of the links down there. Share. That's actually the most important thing. My main purpose is getting out the word and having people talk We are the news, as they keep proving to us. We are the news. We are the ones that all of this crap is happening to. Like I said, what they're doing, Washington and all that shit, it's a production. It's not real. And they keep lying to us, or keep telling us that we're not seeing what we're seeing, or things aren't happening to us that are happening. And no, I'm not going to take it anymore. And I haven't for the last couple of years. In fact, my birthday week will make 3 years I've been going live. So yay! And of course, it's all thanks to you guys, so I appreciate it. Flip City Magazine, thank you. Donated a cookie over there on Pilled. See how much fun?
Cookie! Nom, 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 oh, nom.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, we're gonna go through the chat here real quick. Excuse me. I gave a chance for everybody to come on. That's gonna come on and that's going to share. I'm gonna start over here with Odysee Blankets. Mr. Tiso, thank you for being here. And Appeal to Heaven. Yes, I like that flag. I didn't know what that was until one of our, what was it, congressmen flew it, and then they got all upset about it. Sparky the Welder! Russian bot. Oh, you did see that. Okay, good. Alright. Sparky Welder. Russian bot. I'm your ninja! Good to see you too. Russian bot says orange juice bad. Yeah, actually, they especially if it's on television, if they advertise it, they cover chicken and stuff like that with shoe polish. They don't cook it. They cover it with crap. So yeah, no, orange juice bad. 10 years? What about 10 years? Is Zom here too? I see the thing. All right, Blue Eyed Devil, which is Saborg. Welcome to the show. Salty Man Jameson. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. I'm trying not to miss anybody. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not having the best day today. My language has been better. So I don't know if I'm not sure. I could have even had another stroke. I don't even know what to think. Okay, let's see. Russian bots also over here on Rumble says Laura gave us extra goodies when we ordered the puppy from her. Now that she has our address, we're expecting more random goodies to be sent. Oh, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay, I hear you. I don't know if I saved your address. I'll have to see. Let's see. Making earring for Rocky's right ear. He's pierced it out of the closet for his right ear. Does that still mean stuff? When I was in high school, right ear meant gay. Left ear meant straight. It was like, you just pierced your ear and you're a dude. They used to only be for, like, Egyptian people. Not SARS. Emperors and things like that. I can't talk today. Again, I'm over here on, Rumble. Salty Old Fart, good evening. I'm glad that you're here. Please share the show. Get some people to call, maybe. You guys might agree or not agree with me, but actually, it's not me talking today. The video I'm about to show you, came to me first today when it's like I had no idea what I wanted to talk about. I had favorited a couple of things that I'd seen throughout the week that's like, oh, this might be interesting, but it's like, I woke up this morning, I had no idea what I wanted to talk about. But usually something happens on Thursdays anyway. So it's like, okay, Lord, I know you'll give me whatever it is you want me to spread the word of, and he did. I'll show you in a second. Still going through the chats. Over here, on Pearl.net. We got Flip City Magazine. Welcome, welcome. Also, Flip City Magazine, if you're still listening, I would love to be a part of the live read that 451 Actual asked about the other day. And I have strange voice, so if you have any strange characters, I'm your man. Or I'm your woman. And I don't know, like I say, I'm having a kind of a bad day today. I was speaking much better yesterday than the day before. I don't know what's going on. If you guys can see anything different in me other than my speech, let me know. I might have to go back to the hospital. I might have had another stroke. I don't know. Let's see. Cyborg over here on Pill says my dialysis friend absolutely adored Bleaching Bear, as did all of the dialysis nurses. There might be some more buyers. Cool. Like I said, everything that goes, everything that comes through this show goes right back into it. In fact, I'm still getting notices. I might have to buy another computer because I don't know if because they're gonna stop something about they're gonna stop supporting 10. So, and I don't know if this computer can. Oh no! And matter of fact, it tells me it can't. Because they say that you should be able to download 11, but this says my computer isn't big enough or something. I don't know. Some bitch I know just got added to the TV guide. Okay. She's over there on Pilled. Atomic Annie. Hasn't she always been in there? She's been around for a while, I think. Flip City Magazine. What's up? Okay. Cyborg. Okay. And Mr. Cheese. Alright, I think I got ready. Super Trucker, how are you? Complicit Nazi scum and Jews must have done it. Yeah, they're trying. Anybody that might have some demons, in my opinion, are the ones doing that. Mr. Tiso gifted shades. Thank you for the donation over there on Pilled. You got one of these.
Hey, look, green paper. Green paper.
I actually haven't gotten finished with the response for the other things on Pilled, but also my phone one doesn't work anymore. I have to work on that one too. I don't know what happened to it. Appreciate that though. Starts at 10 p.m. Oh, maybe I will rate her then. She'll still be working, or she'll start when I finish. If that's Eastern, yeah, 9 o'clock. Okay. On another rocky day in the pond, there Trumpy sucks chore. Too much sticking a bacon cult. Okay. Limited access. It's okay. You don't have to. I hope you feel better. Like I said, I'm having a bad day today too. Listen to me talking. I still can, thank you, Jesus, but I'm having trouble today. So, anyway, now, like I say, usually I start off with breaking news. Okay, but like I said earlier, I was shown this video. It was like first thing in the morning after I woke up and said, please Lord, please let me know what you want me to talk about tonight. And of course it all came flowing to me as soon as I got on the computer and the first thing I saw today. So and of course I needed to share it with you, but it also gave me a little different perspective, you know. The establishment's always telling us, oh, Trump is dividing us, causing all this division and vitriol and all this other stuff. And they're right, but not for the reasons that they think they are. And then of course, once I decided to sponge on this, that it was shown to me, everything else just seemed to fall in place. So, but I think if we open our eyes, we are being shown exactly what's happening, and realize that we are being divided, but not how the establishment is portraying it, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. And like I've always said, as a matter of fact, C.J. Peterson, whatever that guy's name, the slow guy, said, I don't want to unite with anyone who just wants me gone or silenced. That's not what I was put on this earth for, obviously. In most cases, I can see right through those that are phonies and try to use that united mantra merely to get close enough to me and you to strike at us. Jesse Pearson, thank you, Sparky. Yes, he's slow, but he's not. I actually like the way he does that, because he gets people to open up that way. He makes it sound, he self-deprecates himself to someone that's already trying to deprecate him. And then it throws them off guard, and then they just like kind of spill their beans. I like that. Alright, looks like God wants us to be divided from those who would separate us from Him. And I'm going to show you this tweet. It's a little long, but it's very relevant. The caption says, Trump causes division. True. God is using him to cause division, so we clearly see the choices before us. Good versus evil. Jesus versus Satan, and God's law versus man's law. According to this is Luke 12:51-56. The gospel will cause division, not peace. And then this young man.
To the Democratic Party. I'm voting for Trump, but I have to say, you guys got me on this one. You're correct. I can definitely see that Trump is causing division. You guys have said over and over, you said, how can you as a Christian support somebody like Trump when all he's here to do is cause division and separation? And you're right. So let me read something to you. This is Luke 12:51-56. And this is Jesus speaking in the Bible. Do you think that I have come to bring peace to this earth? No, I tell you, but rather division. From now on, 5 in one household will be divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. They will be divided, father against son and son against father, mother against daughter and daughter against mother, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. He also said to the crowds, when you see a cloud rising in the west, you immediately say, it's going to rain, and so it happens. And when you see the south wind blowing, you say, there will be a scorching heat, and it happens. But you are hypocrites. You know how to interpret the appearance of earth and sky, but why do you not know how to interpret the present time? This may have been written thousands of years ago, but make no mistake that this is for now. You see a man running for president with his own money, his own funds. You see a man that for some reason, all of the government, all of the media, all of the corporations have turned against him. Yep. You, with your own mouths, have said that he's here causing division. You, with your own eyes, have seen full-on Democrats switch to his side. You, with your own eyes, have seen 2 assassination attempts. You, with your own eyes, can see now that there's a complete separation with how people are voting. We're not voting red or blue anymore. It is obvious that we are now voting good and evil. We are now voting for God's laws or against God's laws. And it says it right here. When Jesus came the first time to die for our sins, He did not come to bring peace. He came to cause a division, to make there be a choice. You had a choice to choose the living God standing right in front of you, or to choose the enemy. He made it clear. He made it obvious. He stated who he was. He stated what he stood for. And here we are again. And if you look at the policies, then you see who stands for God with their policies. It has become very clear which side is good and which side is evil. You can talk about Trump all you want to, but it's not about Trump. It's about the choice to stand for God's laws or against God's laws. It's about the choice to stand for evil or against evil. It's obvious to see who the evil side is. And this is not to say that the Republican side is perfect. However, this is to show that the heart of the Republican side is for the laws of God. We are against the evil policies of the Democratic side. We are against the evil policies of Satan. We are against the evil policies of the satanic ways of the Democratic side, which have become very obvious. You, with your own mouths, have stated that Trump is here causing division. And best believe that is exactly what God is using him for. He is using Trump to make the division very easy to see for everybody. If you don't see it, you better start praying now. We're rising up now. We've sat here long enough. And the time is coming. You are seeing prophecy be fulfilled right in your face. You are seeing a division happening right now. And pretty soon a harvest will begin. A separation of the wheat and the tares. A collection of the people who are for God. Believe me or don't believe me. It's not my job to force you to believe anything.
Mine either.
However, I'm going to make sure that you have no excuse to say that you didn't know.
Yep, and that's why I just share it. He commands us the same way. Don't, you can't use the excuse that you didn't know if people don't tell you, if people tell you. All right. So this is what I'm basically going to base the show around today. This person, and like I say, once I read this and checked this out and everything else, a couple of the other things came to mind. And of course, we had some breaking news today that fits this perfectly and shows us perfectly. Ooh, let me get rid of that. Okay. I'm opening the phone lines. My computer decided to change things again. So, and I didn't check this yet. Let me make sure that is working properly. Sounds like it's a go. So the phone lines are open, so you can call me anytime during this show. And like I said, my main thing is to get people's voices out there. Don't give up the freedom of speech voluntarily by not saying anything, because the news and what's going on in Washington isn't what we're watching on television. They keep telling us the things that are happening to us are not happening to us. I'm sorry, but you can't convince me of something is not happening to me when I'm standing knee deep in it. And all of us are. Alright, so question of the day. Question of the day. Phone lines are open. Are you sick, like I am, of the attacks on MAGA? Alright, do you think maybe we're being punished by the establishment for not uniting with the joy of the Democrats? Of course, another oxymoron. I don't think I've ever met a joyful Democrat. Never. My grandmother was a Democrat, and I never heard her say anything good to anybody about anything. She's always downing people, always complaining. So, Space Cowboy, I love you too, Space Cowboys. Thank you for being here. Cleft lip doesn't make you slow. Dr. Ben Carson speaks slowly, but he's the best neurosurgeon in history. Oh, no, I don't consider the disabilities just a little frustrating because I was doing better. So, I don't know. It comes and goes. Maybe I'm still connecting everything, but as long as I can sing, I'm starting to sing better and more too. But boy, this double header I had on Saturday wore me out, so I might just be recuperating from that too. It takes me a while. All right. So again, you think we're being punished by the Democrats or the left or whoever that is now that placed Kamala in office there. So after all, they do want to be our benevolent gods.
If you pay close attention, you'll hear that he clearly states that they're going to become gods, and there is nothing you can do about it. If you try and resist, they will kill you.
We are going to become gods. Period. If you don't like it, get off. You don't have to contribute. You don't have to participate. But if you're going to interfere with me becoming God, I'm going to have big trouble.
I won't be interfering with that, but I can assure you I know someone who will.
Well, then we'll have warfare. The only way you can prevent me in this 50 or is to kill me. You kill me, I'll kill you.
The chilling speech mirrors warnings delivered by Yuval Noah Harari, Klaus Schwab's right-hand man in recent times. Harari also mocks ordinary people as useless and hopeless, and tells humanity they have no future worth living in the brave new world of the WF's Agenda 2030, where the elites have the power of creation and destruction.
Don't think so. Destruction, maybe. Creation, never.
Developing even bigger powers than ever before. We are really acquiring divine powers.
No, you're not.
Of creation and destruction.
No, you're not.
We are really upgrading humans into gods. We are acquiring, for instance, the power to re-engineer life.
But the blasphemy of the elites doesn't stop there. We'll expose their plans to supplant G.
They have plans for that too, but only to become our gods. They're going to be our benevolent gods. Never happen. Absolutely never happen. And again, do you want to unite with someone like that? Especially knowing what you know? So if this person, those people that decide they want to be our gods, if they decide, since they are mocking God, essentially, you don't think that they're going to have a problem? It isn't going to be with us. Now, God may use us to make problems for them, but again, it's not going to be us. They don't know what they're forcing themselves into at this point. Okay, but yeah. Oh wait, though, if you don't comply, they will kill you. Strike what I said about benevolence before. Okay, this is the people that we're dealing with, and these people right here, those people right there are the ones who got the strings on the people in Washington and the people on the media. It wouldn't surprise me if Trump was in on some of it too. Again, he is an actor. What was his job before he became president? I mean, he had his real estate deals and all that, but for 12 years before this, what was he? He was well, they call him a game show host, but reality TV, which we all know there's never anything real about it. Never. He just seems to thrive on controversy and conflict. So, Harari should be in the #1 target for crimes against humanity. He might be. He might be. Bobby Digital. Why? Put it this way also too. Everybody keeps saying if Trump wasn't winning or Trump wasn't beating them or whatever, none of this stuff would be necessary. Although I don't agree with that either. Mainly because they have said by any means necessary and they never stop. They always go too far. All right. So everything, and of course also too, if you're paying attention, like I am, for being able to show you these things, and God has opened my eyes a long time ago for some of these people. I really, like I said, I didn't think I was really that close to him until about a couple of years ago when I started doing this. But the more I look back on things, the more I see he never left my side. He was always there, whether I knew it or not. But, he started showing me these things. Maybe it's just because I have a brain. He's given me the ability to reason. Things like that. But everything's been a contradiction used to confuse you and me. So that you'll start to depend on them for everything. My daughter calls me all the time and says, oh man, this person says this thing, but then in the same breath he says this thing too. I said, you're watching them manipulate you. If you're confused, the first thing you're going to do is ask, well, what do you want me to do? And they're going to tell you. And that's when they got you. Oh, you did that. We did, like a narcissist. Okay, once you see it though, like I say, you can't unsee it, and there is no going back. I would love to not be able to know some of this stuff and not worry about this stuff, but I'd love to be a little bit more oblivious to some of this stuff, but I'm not for a reason, I'm sure. All right. No matter how much they yell and scream and that you're a menace, you're dangerous, oh, you're this, you're that. Well, usually, I don't know about y'all, but I try to live and live because I don't want to be bothered. That's why I moved to the country. I actually was born in one of the biggest megalopolises in the United States, and I wouldn't go back there. I wouldn't even go to the suburbs. If they paid me to do it, I wouldn't do it. So, which they don't really want you to have either. They don't want you to have a good life. They don't want you to live and let live. They want to be up in your face all the time. They want to be able to tell you what to do. They want to be able to tell you what to eat. And they've got some of these other people that are around in here. They've got them convinced that, oh, you're a good person if you go around bothering everyone else. Even if you don't follow the same rules that we put out for you. If you're out there bothering people about it, we'll pat you on the back. Yeah, but, I agree. Pretty much at that point, you are a menace to them. And to their cult-like obsessions. Which I don't know why, because if they didn't know you or had no idea, they would still go about their business. So, but that's the contradiction. That's the hypocrisy. That's the problem. All right. But also, then by proxy, yourself. Harm to yourself too, because from them, and we've seen it. While they try to convince you and those around you that you're a danger, while they scream and flail and try to hit you and try to do things to you and try to rip things off of you and scream and throw soup and glue themselves to places where most people wouldn't dare tread and try to hurt you or shut you down or your gatherings down. But you're the problem. And I think people see this. If somebody gathers around, you got somebody going, woo, ah. When you flail like that, you can hurt anybody, including yourself. But there's one guy standing there with his shoulders shrugged, and meanwhile, this person's dancing around you like the crazy person, calling you crazy. Yeah. A lot of people, like I say, a lot of people are noticing that stuff. A lot of bystanders have gotten hurt because of that stuff and going, no. So, let's see now. Let's see if I'm keeping correct count. Limited access says, 2 best presidents were this century have been actors, Reagan and Trump. Yeah, actors. What does it tell you, though? They are not telling the truth. They're hiding everything. They're, excuse me, they're conflating everything. They're making it look some way so that you'll act some way. Wanna fight about it? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's see. If I'm counting correctly, we've had 2, maybe 3 attempts on Trump's life that we know of, with the promise of more, and also I've noticed with utter disregard for anyone else around. We have, hence Butler. They killed that poor man. We have refugees being dumped in small towns in red states that have already been devastated by lost jobs and businesses, fleeing residents and businesses. Now, not only do they have to fear whether or not they can keep supporting their families, but they're now fearing for their lives and having to worry about their pets too. And nobody, I went over this, but this guy's way more authoritative than I am.
It's not that the pets are being eaten, it's that they're being sacrificed. That's the truth. We've imported a lot of people, over 5% of the population, from a country in which witchcraft is the dominant religion. That's not a guess. I've been to that country. I know a lot of great people from that country, by the way. I'm not attacking everyone in the country at all. But the fact is that the people in question come from a country in which witchcraft is the dominant religion and in which human sacrifice is a regular occurrence. That's just a fact. And you can try and shout me down or tell me that's not true.
Yeah, human sacrifice. That's what I say. When is that coming?
So it's really not about country of origin. It's certainly not about appearance. I can think of a lot of people from poor countries who I love, who share my values and my religious faith, and I'd be happy to live next to them. I don't want to live next to anyone who practices witchcraft because it's real. And that's a fact. No one wants to say that because it sounds spooky, but if you think it's not true, go to the country in question, which has been in abject misery since 1800, when it became the second democracy after the United States, and it's always been in misery. It's not that...
So, again, he has way more accountability, or not accountability, but he's way more believable than I am. I'm nobody. He's been proven over and over and time again. But I'm going to repeat what he says because he's been proven over and over and time again to be more reputable than most people. And he also left a very cushy job. They fired him, of course, but it was because he couldn't keep his mouth shut anymore. He didn't want to be a paid propagandist anymore. And there you have it. But again, you heard what he said, and he's been everywhere. I'm sure he's been to Haiti. There's been some people that have come on and said they've been to Haiti, and yeah, that's what they practice. Witchcraft, voodoo, and human sacrifice. In fact, I don't know how true this is. I read it in a history book somewhere, or history, I don't remember, somewhere off the internet, but supposedly in the 1600s, they decided to kill all the white people in their country too. Maybe it's even later than that. But I won't say anything else about that. But God forbid anybody think about anything other than color. All right. And again, do you want to unite with those folks? Like Tucker Carlson. He doesn't want to live with them. He doesn't want to be by them. It's not somebody that God wants us to be around. So I have no problem being separated from them. Unless it's for me to help them come to Jesus. Right? But if they're not, God doesn't want you to be around them. He definitely doesn't want you to participate. And he also, I'm sure, doesn't want you to be hurt by these folks. So yeah, separation, division, not a bad thing in this case. In fact, I'm actually glad that these things are showing up and showing out. Because of the freedom of speech. They don't want us to have that. Look at what Newsom is doing. And I'll show you that in a minute too. But yeah, freedom of speech isn't just to be able to spew whatever the hell you want to spew. Alright? And not lose your job, not lose everything. There's way more to the First Amendment than that, all right? And to me, and I've said this a bunch of times too, and I think that this is why the founders made it the First Amendment, is because more than talking, it gives you the opportunity to listen to someone else talking, and gives you the ability to decide whether or not you want to associate with them. That's a freedom. That's also in the First Amendment. Freedom of association. All right. If you can't decide, if they use their freedom of speech to dupe you into being by them and they attack you, I mean, you know, but that's what it's for. You let these people keep talking, they're going to tell you exactly who you are, who they are. And you'll be able to know whether you want to associate with them or not. If they're evil and you can see that, you should be divided from them. You should be separate from them. You shouldn't be united with them. You know, it was like that guy said, it's not up to us to change them. All you can do is plant that seed and live by example. And God will do the rest. He really will. Like I say, He'll let you know somehow or another, even if it's by that person using their First Amendment right. You know, they might not have any repercussions from anyone else, like if they threaten someone or something like that, but you will be able to say, hey, this person is not for me. Alright, a lot of folks forget about that part of the First Amendment, but it's just as important as being able to open your mouth. Not to mention, the press, they've basically been pressed out of their First Amendment already. In fact, they're already cheerleading against it, just by virtue of what they do now. Alright. I think this is another reason, good reason, for division. Kudos to Steven Crowder. This is some more breaking news. Of course, we knew what they were doing, but now he's verifying it. I don't know what it is, but these guys in the government are all the same. They are thirsty. They can't wait to go on a date with somebody, thinking they're going to get laid, I guess. But then when they come out and they admit all this stuff that they've done, and then they're confronted on it, oh, well, I was just talking to impress my date. What kind of people do you date that thinks that they would be impressed by some of the shit that you pull? Listen to this.
I actually was the one who convinced the mayor to make it a mandate.
Who was for that? He convinced the mayor of New York at the time, which was Cuomo. He was the governor. I don't remember who the mayor was at the time, but he's the one that made all of the rules for the mandates and the lockdowns in New York. Listen to this.
The way we do it in public health is we make it very uncomfortable to be unvaccinated. They didn't get vaccinated because they heard it was safe. They gave in because it was really hard.
Do you think you have gotten a hard time if New York City found out that you're having sex parties?
So yeah, they didn't give a shit about your health. Not one! This was to see if you would comply with your power. And it worked! And it worked! Look at this guy! I put it this way, if I saw this guy right here on the street, I wouldn't give him a second look. Even if I was younger. And this guy can't wait to get in this girl's pants. Listen to him bragging about this stuff.
Things during COVID?
Yeah, it would have been real embarrassing.
kudos to Steven Crowder. He's doing good. Finally making up for some of the shit from before.
So I want you to take yourself back to March of 2020. Okay, mentally. The beginning of the COVID pandemic. Right, the streets of New York City looked like a dystopian sci-fi movie, albeit with less charm and more hobo urine. More than normal for New York City. Now, it was even worse than the rest of the country. Thousands of businesses were forced to close. Millions of New Yorkers lost their jobs overnight, and loved ones were forced to die alone in quarantine. And the man you're about to meet is responsible for all of it. Dr. J. Varma.
J. Varma.
In my career, I worked for the CDC for 20 years, so I kind of lived all over the world doing infectious disease work. So I used to spend time doing public health where I go to different, so I lived in Bangkok and Beijing and Ethiopia. And so what I did was, my job was to go and help countries like build their systems to detect and respond to diseases. So kind of like during COVID, where you
They called him back from doing this to be in New York.
That was like the type of thing I did for my career at CDC, go to different countries and help them do that. The mayor's team contacted me because I was in Europe.
De Blasio. There we go.
So I moved back from Ethiopia to New York to run the COVID responsible city. So I like set up all the testing and vaccine program. I actually was the one who convinced the mayor to make it a mandate. I was on TV for about a year and a half. So I was on a press conference every day for a year and a half, every morning at 10 a.m. Yeah, with the mayor, like just sit next to him. And they're very Googleable, but I'm not like...
Okay, I didn't Google you. Maybe I should have. Okay, I'll do it.
Now, there's more to Dr. Varma than mere medical tyranny here. It's a classic story of the rules for thee, but not for me, as we see with a lot of unelected bureaucrats. But this story...
we saw a lot with even elected bureaucrats. Look at Newsom. You know, this is kind of long, but I click through some of it here. He closed down the churches. He wouldn't let the bars open. He wouldn't let any place to get healthy open or anything like that. Claimed that all the hospitals were overwhelmed. I can attest that was bullshit. Now, it might have been in New York, but I think it was more that the nursing homes were overwhelmed because they were sending everybody to them. But let's see.
Peasants were locked down and not allowed to gather with more than 10 people at a time. Elites, like Jay Varma, well, he was hosting sex parties.
It's so funny, it's like, because I did
Gross.
deviant, like, sexual stuff, like, on TV and all this stuff, and people are like, aren't you afraid, aren't you embarrassed? And I was like, no, actually, I'm like, really, like I love being my authentic self.
His authentic self is a deviant. And what doctor goes around like, you could tell he was trying to talk to, he like, what they call it, code switching, because of he was talking, sounds like he was talking to a younger girl. So, so I've been to every type of rave to go to.
Okay.
And I've been to a lot of like sex parties, lots of like fake parties and everything. Okay, so
is there something he thinks that this woman is interested in? Has she told him something that makes him come out with this? I mean, like, this is his first or second date. That's all he's after? Talking about sex parties? Now, me? Somebody came up to me even when I was being that promiscuous. Sex parties? No. Sorry. Nope. Bye. I was never into that. It's public. Ooh.
what were the sex parties like during COVID? So that I didn't. So I never went to a like public type one. We actually had a like. My wife and I like had one with our friends.
Like, what are you, a 15-year-old girl?
Because all our friends were just like, well, it wasn't so much sex, they were just like, I need to get like this energy out of me and stuff like that. Yeah. So we rented a hotel, and we kind of surfaced, kind of sneaky about because the hotels didn't want people gathering there. Because that was like running the entire of the city. I like how cool, like, I never get tested the right way. Told me where to get tested, showed me the results. It was fun. We all like took like Molly, and it was like 8 or 9 of us.
So this guy who talked the mayor and the governor and everybody into locking everyone down was attending sex orgies parties, drug-fueled sex orgies parties and things like that. Again, it might possibly be a good thing that that the good people were locked down while this was going on, because this is not something I'd want to be involved in. And if it was the only way out of the house, no, you go get monkeypox on your own. Because some of these people are, now you're seeing why some of this stuff is coming through, even despite the fact that we were locked down for all that time. Because some people were cheating, some people weren't doing what they were told, some people weren't doing what they told everyone else to do. This is what I mean by them telling us that they're the gods. I'm going to abuse and subjugate you so that I can live the way I want to. This is him. And he was, like I said, he says later on, this is like 17 minutes. I won't go through the whole thing. It's really long. But again, we've caught someone that essentially screwed us over. There was absolutely no reason for anybody to be locked down for this virus thing. None. They're proving it now. It's screwed up kids in school with their learning and their ability to recognize faces and recognize words and things like that. There's some children now that they can't function. They can't function properly. They're way behind in their age groups and everything. Space Pirate Phone, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Hope you are well. Okay, so Steven Crowder, actually, believe it or not, Steven Crowder, and this is what I mean about they're all the same. He actually made it to where he caught up with these people on like their third date or whatever. They blocked her out, blocked anyone else out, because I'm sure they don't want her. They want her to be able to go undercover again. So that's great. But Steven Crowder, he makes small talk for a few minutes, and then he enters into conversation about the sex things and everything. Well, listen to this shit.
Are you trying to Yeah, I can tell you. So I'm Steven Crowder, and I know everything that you have been talking about, and a lot of people have been negatively affected by your policies here in this country. And I just want you to level with me at this point. If you were living where you're not afraid of it, where you say, I mean, right now you're giving me the story of it's only a certain amount of people who wear a mask. You're having sex parties while that's happening. You're having dance parties.
I'm also telling stories to somebody. And you also
I'm also telling stories to somebody that I'm dating. What kind of people do you date that you can tell them straight up that you're basically a swinger or an orgiast or I don't know what they call that? Maybe you can help me, Spice Pirate Vaughn. You go to Burning Man. What do they call that? Lazy Long Toes, welcome to the show, my famous friend. Hi, Mom. So yeah, and look at this guy. All right, now one of the things that Steven pointed out about this was the whole time he was talking about this, she'd asked him even point blank a couple of times. So aren't you embarrassed? Don't you have any guilt? No, he is bragging about this. He had this power. He could do stuff when he wouldn't allow anyone else to. And absolute power corrupts absolutely. And he's a degenerate. I mean, the first thing he thinks about doing is going and gathering and doing orgies and things like that when he's telling everybody else to stay away from each other. What a hypocrite. But then we all are hypocrites. It just depends on, when, basically. But I mean, look at this guy's face. He's like, I don't have to answer to you. I'm just talking to a girl, dating, blah, 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 blah. You know the drill. Man-to-man type of thing. So, like I said, it seems like all of these people that do this, that we're catching doing this, either whether it be O'Keefe or now Crowder, they're all the same. They just want to hook up. And like I said, this is an older Indian man, this Verma guy, and he's talking like a freaking valley girl. Give me a break. Give me a break. Like, I don't even talk like that. And I grew up in the Valley Girl days. Let's see. Are you talking? Rocky seems like he should go to Burning Man. Maybe. Maybe he should. They call going to Burning Man camping. I'm not talking about that part. You have told me some things about it. One of the reasons you got your name. So anyway, so they shut us down while they could free to go and do whatever they wanted. Which it sounds like to me they couldn't wait to go out and just defile people. Oh, Salty Dog over there on Field. Thank you so much for the donation. I don't have a response to that one, so you get one of these.
Look, green paper! Green paper!
There, and that's the way to do it. That's the way to support the channel. I'm sorry. I told you I'm having not a really good day today. So, and then these folks get caught like this all the time. They have the same excuse. Like I said before, I was just chatting up a bird. I was just lying to this girl so she'd fuck me. Ew! Ew! And again, this is a perfect example. The division. I want this kind of a division. I do. And so does God. Yeah, he's just trying to talk shit to impress some chick that he wants to go. I don't know. Maybe I'm just older, and I've caught that shit from when I was 19. I could always tell when somebody was fugabooing me or lying to me. Of course, I don't trust anybody. I've never trusted anybody anyway. So anyway, here we go again. Now I'm hearing, I'm going to cover this real quick, is a new attack on Trump supporters who go to his public events now. Okay, don't forget the phone lines are open. Okay, but yeah, now they're not just attacking Trump, they're now attacking, and this, and like out in the open, they're attacking Trump supporters. Listen to this.
Supporters of former President Donald Trump that were allowed to sit behind his stage at his Tucson rally last week tell the News 4 Tucson investigators they left with mysterious injuries to their eyes. News 4 Tucson's chief investigator reporter Course Nylander is live outside the Tucson Music Hall downtown. Course, what are we learning about their situation?
Yeah, well, Monica, this is where thousands of people came out to hear former President Donald Trump speak last week. There was a group of 48 people allowed to sit on stage behind Trump throughout the event. They were split into two groups on each side of the stage. One side seemed to walk away without any issues, but multiple people seated near each other on the other side tell me that they had to go to the emergency room after they left the event. Here tonight, for the first time, the Trump campaign is confirming that they're investigating this situation.
No taxes on Social Security benefits for our seniors.
More than 2,000 people filled up the Tucson Music Hall Thursday to hear Donald Trump's first speech in Tucson this campaign as Election Day nears. Some of his biggest supporters were allowed to sit behind him on stage. Supporters like Myra Rodriguez, a former director of Planned Parenthood with a notable shift to being pro-life. In 2016, she sat behind presidential candidate Hillary Clinton on stage at an event. Now she supports Donald Trump. She enjoyed the rally, but once she left, everything changed.
As soon as we left and I stepped outside, I started feeling like my eyes were burning.
At first, she thought it might be allergies. She lives near Phoenix. By the time she got home, it was so bad she decided to go to the emergency room.
The emergency room staff keeps saying, from the triage nurse to the PA, and are you sure you're not going to spray anything? Your symptoms look like you were sprayed something.
The News 4 Tucson investigators spoke to her the morning after the rally, Friday last week. That morning, she was nearly blind.
I can't see anything. When I try to open my eyes, it's like a white clot covered. It hurts. It hurts a lot to open my eyes. I have this cold cloth that I put on and I take off all the time. But this is horrible.
She says the doctors weren't able to determine what exactly caused it. Her initial thought of allergies went out the window when she heard from several others seated next to her at the rally that also ended up seeking medical attention with the same symptoms.
It kept getting worse and worse. My eyes started watering a lot. My nose started running. Then I started feeling my face get really flushed, and then my neck felt like it was on fire. And it just progressed from there.
This Tucson woman, who doesn't want to be identified, was seated in the same area behind Trump with her brother. Both walked away with eye injuries and sought medical attention.
I was all focused on my eyes. I mean, my eyes were red like hell, I mean, it's like, it's just like unbearable. You just couldn't, I couldn't handle it. I just couldn't handle it.
Whatever caused it seems to be isolated to the group seated on stage right. Former Congressional District 6 candidate Kathleen Wynne was seated on the opposite side of the stage and says she and everyone she knows seated near her walked away without any issues.
We hope that there's no nefarious actors in this and that this is not a strategic hit for those that are supporting Donald Trump.
Myra reported her injuries to the Trump campaign and says she was told it was being investigated. Myra feels it's crucial for people to be made aware of what happened and what could have caused her injuries.
Obviously, what I would like is an investigation, right? That whoever, that this does not get away with it.
So, now, by any means necessary includes going after more supporters now. If they are sick, they can't go to his rallies. And if everyone thinks that they will get sick or possibly killed, they won't go to his rallies anymore. And he has said that he cares for them, so now that they are trying to shut him up by harming his supporters to make him turn or stop rallying, to make him in turn stop rallying so as not to hurt innocents. And when he doesn't, they'll accuse him of not caring who gets hurt, as long as he can take power again. Okay. There will be a lot of folks separated from and by what happens as we keep going with this election season. And again, I don't want to be united with anybody that would do this to people. I don't care who they are. Now, it was kind of funny that they told us that this person in particular used to be a Planned Parenthood manager and everything like that, and has now turned to the truth, if you will, as far as that. Bobby Digital says, microwave. Actually, it's possible, but I also have had that problem, not quite as bad. But I have a booth where I have UV lamps because I do artwork with the UV resin sometimes. And I want to make sure that it's completely hard and dried and stuff like that. Sometimes the smaller UV lamps don't do the trick. And I remember one day I went in there and I didn't look at it for very long. Long enough to like switch pieces out, maybe 2 minutes, less than. But when I went out that night with my father, he told me I had a sunburn, and I didn't notice it before I left. But before we left out of there, my eyes started burning, and I couldn't figure it out. It felt like it had something in them, like they were scratching and everything like that. But then I remembered, oh man, I looked at the UV light in my booth that I have for my crafts, and it's like, oh, that's what happened. And I had to use wet cloth for 2 days, but while it healed, it didn't take long to heal. but not very long does it take for UV light. Nobody can see it. They can't see it. They can't tell what it is. But it doesn't take long for a very strong UV light to mess you up and make you feel like that. But it could have been microwave. They do have directed microwave, and Benny Johnson mentioned it this morning. That the Chinese use it in case of like dissent. Where is my brain today? Protests and things like that, and it could go all the way to up to a mile, maybe something like that. The Great Man, welcome over there on Pill.net. Trump will never stop having rallies unless he thinks the people are in danger. It's a game of chess. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying about this. They start making the people that always go to his rallies sick. People are not going to go anymore. He may still have them. But if a person is like, it was a saying in Men in Black. A person is smart. A group of people together is stupid usually, and will be. It's weird how that works, but the human condition, that's what it is. Drunken Rocky, welcome to the show. Okay, so again, there'll be a lot of folks separated by and from what happens as we keep going with the election season. And of course, they've already separated one man that we know of from his family permanently. Don't forget Butler. What and who knows what we're not seeing yet, what they're not showing us. Alright, and then of course, not to mention the new law, the new anti-1A law, and you know I had to talk about this. This is what my show is all about. 1A. Zom! Welcome to the show. How's it going down under there? Alright, so anyway, the 1A law that California just passed, or should I say Gavin Newsom, or what was it? Jericho Green calls him Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom. And yes, he did that. He banged his best friend's riot control. That's correct. Bobby Dijo. I know China has the technology. We have it too, but I'm not sure exactly what we're using it for yet. But we may have just find out. Anyway, Gavin Newsom just signed a bill to make this illegal in the state of California. That's the meme from Mr. Reagan about Kamala talking about she got installed because Biden finally showed his dementia. I think you've seen. I think I might have even shown it to you last week. But leave it to the good old Babylon Bee. I like them. Since most of these politicians have been getting away with not following their own laws, thankfully no one else seems to be abandoning them either. So, with his new law, which goes against the Constitution, which by law you can ignore, that's in the Constitution somewhere too. I say, and this is to all my meme lords that follow me and that are my audience too, me harder, meme lords. Me harder. In fact, the more they say no, the more you have to push back on it. They won't stop, why should we? Right? So, good old Babylon B. Listen, I thought this was a perfect response.
Hi, I'm Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. This is a message for the people of America, given in my authentically recorded, non-AI voice. Thanks to my leadership over the last several years, California has become a world leader in extremist left-wing governance. My policies were so effective that almost 1 million people are now fleeing the state every year. We even ran out of U-Hauls. During the COVID pandemic, I locked everyone in their homes and shut down businesses for months. Not the French Laundry, though. That's my favorite restaurant. Last year, I cleaned up the dangerous, messy streets of San Francisco, because Chinese Communist President Xi was coming, and I really wanted to impress him. He's my boss, after all. This year, I signed legislation that allows me to take custody of your kid if you refuse to give him artificial hormones and chop off his genitals. Because if you don't do that, you're a bigot, and bigots shouldn't be allowed to have kids. I've also led the way in green energy by banning all cars that don't run on electricity. Then I banned almost all the electricity. This is smart leadership. On my watch, the cost of living and homelessness have skyrocketed. Schools are failing. Drug dealers and human traffickers are pouring across the border. And poop has covered the sidewalks of San Francisco. This is the positive, joyful vision we offer as Democrats. That's why I'm enthusiastically endorsing Kamala Harris for president in 2024. She'll do to the country everything I did in California. Anyway, I'm California Governor Gavin Newsom, and I approve this 100% real message, which is a recording of my voice without the assistance of any AI whatsoever. This isn't a deep fake, and you can rest assured that it isn't, because I just signed an unconstitutional law outlawing deep fakes. No one would dare violate it. Thank you, and science bless America.
Meme me harder, meme lords, meme me harder. I love it, I love it. Perfect response. Babylon B has got it going on, and they've been trying to shut them down too. Frog sings. You changed your name? Been outside getting all muddy and wet, playing in the garden hose, so couldn't exactly touch my phone or laptop. But been listening since the beginning and wanted you to know how much I'm enjoying your show. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's good. I'm glad that you're listening to me while you're busy doing something else, because I lurk all the time. We love our lurkers. I wouldn't be able to survive without any of you. So thank you all for being here again. Let's see. Blankets, funny AI memes or politics. VPN, First Amendment, he missed. That's what I mean. He missed, and I don't care what it says, and I don't care. Put it this way: any and all contracts, laws, anything is just as good as it's written on a piece of paper. The paper is written on, unless it's enforced. And I don't see how he can enforce this. Not unless they're going to start doing like they're doing in England, and they don't catch everybody there either. So, I don't know. Frog Sings other channel. Okay. Yeah, I don't get a chance to hang out on the internet that much. And again, I lurk a lot because I'm always busy making shit now. Making stuff now. I showed you what I made. I'm working on one for Kevin. Actually, Bruce. He has asked for Bruce. And as soon as I finish it, I'll show it off. Of course. So yes, please. Meme me harder. I don't care what Nuisance says. He's another one of those ones that nobody should listen to because he didn't practice what he preached and he screwed over all of his constituents. Just from that thing he did, that he went to that restaurant while everybody else was closed down and you didn't see one mask anywhere. And who are all those people that were privileged and did not have to follow the rule? Right? Okay. Where am I? All right. Oh, good. I'm right on time. Right on time. Right on time. Lurker lives matter. Yes, definitely. Definitely. I wouldn't be able to make it without all of you. And it takes all kinds. It takes all kinds. I sometimes when I used to do festivals and things like that, I would have a table for my arts and crafts and things that I used to produce and make and everything like that. And I had a lot of people say, "Oh man, I wish I could do this. I wish I knew how to do this. I wish I could do this." I said, "Well, you can, but without you, you wouldn't need me. You gotta have both kinds. You gotta have buyers and sellers, or else this doesn't work." So, Muko, welcome to the show. Newsom can kiss my ass. This is still America for now. That's what I'm talking about. And again, like I said, I couldn't not say anything about that because that's what my show is about, the First Amendment, and those that are trying to go against it, and to continue to tell people this is no time to shut up, especially right now. And like I say, we are the news. The stuff that these people are orchestrating is actually happening to us. And we can't stay quiet about it. We can't. It's no longer time. What is that? How did that come up? Oh wait, okay. I hit the wrong thing. Okay, let's see. Alright, yes, having fun in the mud. Actually, we were having fun in the mud for about a week and a half. Just up until Sunday. It was raining every day. Although a lot of my plants grew, and I actually, I'm not sure, I don't remember planting these, but I have, what were they called? They're like little tomatoes, but they come with a covering, looks like a little green pumpkin. And there's something, I don't remember planting those. I thought they were peppers. So whoever sold me my pepper seeds, mix them up with, it's like a Mexican tomato, little tomato that comes on the inside of this little, it looks like a little lantern. But I don't know. Yes, we do need to get louder and louder. I wish there was more I could do, but I don't believe anybody would take me seriously on the outside. Well, put it this way, I'm half crippled and I can't talk right anymore. They're going to stick me in one of these homes with the special needs people, and I don't need that. Alright. Okay, I get, and like I say, my question was, aren't you sick of this? I'm actually sick of this too, but it's not going to stop. We have to be diligent, but also too, the division is not a bad thing. In fact, from what he said, and also from the Bible verse he read, it's on purpose. Because we do have to have a choice. We do have a choice. Always. And God wants us to choose Him. And we can't live for Him if we're participating in this other stuff. This stuff that we're meant to be separated from. I wish I could get my tomatoes to grow. I love tomatoes, but I can never get them to grow. I got like 2 or 3 the last season, and they were about this big around. They were good, but they won't feed you for more than a minute. All right. Okay, I've fallen in love with the Starman series. It's a couple of people are doing this on Facebook, but they're doing these shorts where they highlight heroes. And I like to call this section Small Miracles, because some of them really are. This one has a lot of kids being saved in it this time, so check it out. Not this first one though, but this is epic.
There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He knows how to know it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile to me.
Yeah, he was trying to rob those workers, and that guy beamed him with a canister. I love it. Very good, very good. All right, here's some more. Muko, are you watching? This one is for you. There we go. There we can see it better. All right. Kitty to the rescue.
There's a starman
Well, I don't know why that dog thought that little girl was gonna taste good, but here's one. Super Wonder Woman.
There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting.
Good, fast, quick moves there, Mum. Good for you. I think that was his mum. Oh, look at that. That's cute, Muko. He's always got the best kitty memes. I love it. Okay, here we go. Here's another one. Little Miracles. Like I say, I call this portion of this show Little Miracles, and I've basically become obsessed with these little shorts, and not just because David Bowie sings on them, although that helps, but it works.
There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come to us.
That kid would have gotten hit by a car if he would have let him go. He was out of control. Good for you. All right, another child. This is a crazy one.
There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman. There's a
That guy climbed up there. I don't know how far up that was, but just even 2 stories could hurt somebody. All right, I'm just checking out. Grayman says, I'm surprised they grew back. We had over a week of -10 and colder last winter. I don't know. For the same reason I thought I had peppers and they are like these little tomatillo things. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Let's see. Okay, one more. I think this is all of those. Yeah. Then we're gonna get to some comedy. I thought I was gonna talk longer. And of course, the phone lines are open. I can't believe it. Nobody doesn't have anything to say about this. This show is for you guys. I'm glad that you like to listen to me, but like I say, we are the news. We're trying to be the news. Or we should be the news. We need to counteract all this crap that they keep telling us we're not seeing. Okay, one more little miracle. I like this, and this is the kind of stuff that should be happening.
There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky.
Busted! Good job, dude. Good job. Want to fight about it says, I think I can safely say that anyone who knows me knows that I would absolutely have nothing of use or value or interest to say. That's not true. That's not true. Everybody has a voice and they should. Zero die loser. Does that mean what I think it means, or is that code for something else? Going to Odysee to say hi. Be right back. Okay. Watch out, the gray man is going over to Odysee. Alright, let's see where I am. My notes. I would be lost without my notes today. Let's see. Hammer talk. Zero die loser. It's your show. Yup. Oh, look at that. I've always wanted one of those too, but I probably would never be able to use it right. Alright. Time for some comedy.
Judging by the recent...
Stop. All right. I think this guy would be perfect for an education leader on assimilation. And I think you guys are going to appreciate what he has to say.
Judging by the recent news, it would appear that a lot of people have moved here recently and they don't understand what you can eat and what you can't eat. So I'm going to help you out with that. These little things right here, we don't eat these. We don't eat these. These are a no. You cuddle these, yes, and they're cute, but you don't eat them. This? No, that's a no-no. Don't do that. But what you can eat these. We do eat these. You can cuddle these, and they're friendly, but they lay eggs, and you can eat them, and you can also eat these. Also acceptable here. You're welcome. Now, you can also eat these, but you have to pay for them. You gotta go out, you gotta get a job for some of this quickly devaluing fucking paper shit, you know, after your government card won't beep, because they cut you off because they want you to fight with us. Yeah, that's how that works. But you go get some of this, and you give people like me some of this, and I'll give you some of that. That's how that works. And so you can eat these. And these little fucking noisy bastards, if they don't shut up, I'm gonna fucking eat them too. And I know this might be a little confusing.
Guinea hen.
You'll hear a lot of American dudes talk about eating pussy, and this is not what we're talking about. We do not eat the furry ones. And we're not actually eating them, we're just licking them. Just like to lick them. It's just a fucking weird random American term you'll hear. We are not eating the pussy, we are simply licking it, and you give it light pussy touches and little pussy pats. Yes, but we do not actually eat the pussy. So, hope that clears anything up. Good luck, and I hope your stay here is brief, and we can't wait to send you all home. Judging...
Perfect person to teach people how to assimilate here. Okay, let's see. What's next? Oh, I think I told you about these guys before. They make up stories with weird signs and strange signs, so enjoy this.
Falls, situated in the town of Spread Eagle, right off exit 69, Big Beaver Road. I'll be your tour guide out, and you can reach me with a simple...
Greetings, you're on the air.
Hello, Laura, it's Frog Springs.
Well, hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. I felt bad because I didn't get a chance to call in last time.
That's okay, you're here now.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, I wanted to give a call because you mentioned earlier talking about the fact that you're singing, and I wanted to just let you know about my own experience with recovering from West Nile virus, which just put me in a month-long coma, and then when I woke up, it was like I had had a stroke of my own. And it wasn't until I was able to get out of the hospital and smoke some pot and listen to music that I was able to start tapping my toes again. And then from there, every time I did physical therapy, music was it. Like, it was the thing. I swear that's what helped me get back on my feet again. I couldn't talk either. The whole left side of my body was like slack, and I couldn't hold a pen to sign my name. So I think there's more to music than we realize. It gets those neural pathways open and gets those synapses firing in it. And it has a way of reconnecting those, disconnected wiring that you get when you go through something like that. And I wanted to, clue you in on that and tell you how proud I am of how far you've come.
Oh, well, thank you. I actually can sing a lot better than I can talk sometimes.
I wish I could say the same thing. I love to sing, but I don't do it so well.
Well, I'm hoping
I'm
hoping it'll become a hook for me. If I talk funny, but I can sing real good.
I can't wait to hear you do some more singing. Like I heard you once, I think, on your live stream. You played a song that you had done, and I really enjoyed it. And that was But that was before you had your stroke. I haven't heard anything since. But yeah, you should come hang out with me one night and listen to music, and we can sing together.
That would be great.
Yeah, I would love to see you over there. You know, there are many people, but it's still a good time. I listen to all kinds of crazy stuff. So, and I have a folder for everybody who requests like music. I make a folder for each person who has like asked for a song, and I put it in their folder. So, if there's anything you want me to play, let me know. I'll make you your own folder.
Oh, okay. Well, I like anything by Steely Dan. I'm a Pink Floyd fan. I'm a Zappa fan. I listen to a lot of eclectic stuff. I even like Huey Lewis and the News.
Oh yeah, I know. They're the best. I think I've had both of those on my stream.
Yeah, I feel bad for Huey because he has a really good, intense passion for music, and he's deaf now. He has a hearing problem.
What a shame. Isn't that sad?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do without music in my life. I really did.
That was the first thing that I thought of. That was the first thing that I thought of when I realized that I had a stroke and that my language was bad. It's like, oh no, what am I going to do? I can't sing anymore.
Right? It's like you open your, like, I remember the first time I opened my mouth and tried to talk, I couldn't get any sound to come out, and when it did, it didn't sound like me. It's like I felt like I was listening to a stranger talking. So I know well what you're going through.
Me too. I had
to say how proud I am of you.
You can ask the audience. I had a really strange accent for a while.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It takes a long time sometimes, and I even still, it's been several years, and even still sometimes I notice, like, the left side of my face is not quite, like caught up to the other side, but if that's the least of my problems, that's fine by me. I'm lucky to be alive. So
yeah,
I take every day as a blessing at this point. And,
yep.
You're inspirational, though. I just wanted you to know that. And I'm sorry it's taken me so long to call in, but I've had some stuff going on here. I don't know if you heard, but I had a giant oak tree crash into my house back in February, and I'm still trying to put the mess back together.
Oh, no, I didn't know about that. No, I started.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
I'm literally lucky to be here because I was standing right where the thing fell through my kitchen just seconds before. So, but this happened in February, so it's going on like 7 months now. Winter's here. It was pouring down rain when it happened, and now winter's getting ready to start back up again, and I still have all my stuff sitting out in my front yard. So,
oh goodness,
I've been pretty preoccupied, but I've been listening to you all night. I just wanted to say how much I really do appreciate that you're still doing this. Most people would have gone and hidden, like, I know I did. I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was in a really bad place. So I'm super proud of you. I just wanted you to know that. I'm sure you've heard it a lot.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without everybody here. I mean, everyone stuck with me. And I know that a lot of it is from everyone's thoughts and prayers and support. So I couldn't be more grateful to everyone. But I'm pretty sure that I was made this way for a reason, even if it is just to help others not to hide from it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big deal what you're doing, and yeah, I strongly believe in the power of prayer. So keep that up too, and everybody who's listening, keep it up. Pray for Laura. Pray for Pastor. Pray for RDR. Pray for everyone in our community, because times are getting hard. Even if you aren't going through health issues, there, but for the grace of God, that could be you someday. And remember these conversations that you've heard and draw strength from that, and just file that away in your memory bank there someday, because this information may come in handy.
Yeah, well, sometimes in a way, sometimes in a way I feel like being like this is also protecting me in some way. With all everything's going on, people have a second thoughts about hurting someone that's already hurting.
And you know what? It's so funny you say that because I feel like that's what happened during COVID. Because I heard about COVID before we even had our first case diagnosed in California because I was getting ready to start radiation treatment. And I had to self-isolate. This was before mandatory lockdowns, before the travel bans, before all of it. But I looked at my boyfriend and was like, oh my God, like, mosquito almost killed me after chemo. This could kill me. So he started pumping the gas and I started ordering groceries online. And, I wouldn't have told anybody else how to live their life though, but I did that for myself because I was not going to end up back in a nursing home. I would rather probably die first. So I took steps to protect my own health because I knew I had a weak immune system. But, and because of that, it's like, I look back at COVID and it's almost like it didn't affect my life as much because I live in a red county in California, oddly enough, and they weren't, strict about the lockdowns and things like that and mask wearing and all that stuff. So it had very little impact. I think I'm the only person I know who didn't get COVID. I didn't get vaccinated and still won't. My doctor, that's a whole other story, but she wanted me to get the vaccine. She called and I still have the messages. She left like 3 voicemails. She filled my voicemail at back to back, berating me because I dared to ask questions about news I found that was outside of the CDC's, realm of expertise. If it didn't come from the CDC, it had no value to her. And she took the vaccine and then she got sick and had to retire early from her medical practice. So,
I bet she's not berating you anymore.
Oh, no. Even after she had to retire, she called and was still trying to convince me to get it. And that's where you have to ask. You can't, there's no way that she's not.
What is wrong with her?
She's a flaming Democrat. She's got Trump derangement syndrome like crazy. But she, there's no way as a doctor, after taking that vaccine and then you get sick, if you don't put 2 and 2 together, or you don't see the correlation there, either you're a really bad doctor or you're a really bad person when you continue to try to push that on other people after you've gotten sick from taking it.
Either that or you just have no clue. You just can't see the trees for the forest or the forest for the trees at that point.
I haven't been back to the doctor since. I have not gone to one doctor's appointment since all of that happened with her. She retired and I did too. I'm done with doctors.
Yeah, you can ask my husband. When I finally figured out what had happened to me, that was still the last thing I wanted to do was go to the doctor. He's like, "No, we've got to go. You gotta go."
That's where you're most likely to get sick if you're going to get sick in the hospital or the doctor's office where everybody's copying on each other.
Right.
My client, she's a flaming liberal too, and she has been quadruple vaxxed, and now guess what? She's having all kinds of problems with her blood pressure, and she's sick as a dog. And I told her about that documentary, with all the coroners who came forward talking about what they found during their autopsies where they couldn't embalm people because their femoral arteries were completely plugged with these giant clot-like things.
Yeah.
And I don't think I shared it, but I don't think she ever watched it. Or she would probably have put 2 and 2 together by herself. But I work for her, so it's like I don't want to, cross that line. And, at the same time, I feel an obligation to share the information with anybody who's injured by those vaccines, but she's one of those people who won't hear it. She still thinks that this is the greatest thing in the world and that Donald Trump is the devil and that, I don't know. I don't know how to handle, I feel like I handle her with kid gloves and she's much older than me.
Yeah, well, all you can do is what you did. It's up to God. The rest of, the God and her, it's between her and God after that. And I'm sorry, but again, this was actually the gist of my show. The division is not such a bad thing. It really isn't, especially in this case.
And it's so clear, and it is so clear when you look at it, from the biblical, scriptural perspective that
Exactly.
that guy was talking about, that Jesus did not come here to unite us and create peace on earth and love and peace and harmony. He came to pit, father against son and mother against daughter. Absolutely, it's scriptural.
Separate the wheat from the chaff.
Yes, and it's really true. What is it? You remove, when bad apple spoil the bunch, right? You're supposed to remove the bad thing or the unclean from amongst yourselves in that regard. So I can understand exactly what he was saying. And yeah, I really have been enjoying your show this evening. It's a great topic. So
Thank you.
I just wanted you to know how much I appreciate it. And I'll let you go because you probably have other people beating down the door to get in touch with you. So I'm just glad to answer them. So I kind of get to talk to you.
I wish. And I'm glad you called. Thank you so much. And you're an inspiration to me as well. How long did... I just have one question for you, though. How long did it take until you... you say you still have some symptoms every now and again, but how long did it take till you realized that it was normal, like you were talking normal? Because you're talking way more normal than I am.
Oh, it took a long time. So I was going through chemo, and right in the middle, my fiance passed away, and then 3 days after my last chemo treatment, I was in a coma in the hospital, and I was in a coma for a month. A mosquito bite, West Nile virus. My immune system was so low from the chemotherapy. I never felt sick from cancer. I found a lump. I went in. They did a biopsy. Said you had breast cancer. I never felt sick. I never got sick till I started taking the chemo. And if I knew now what I knew then, I would never recommend chemo or a partial mastectomy or a lumpectomy or a sentinel node biopsy or anything at all that cuts into your body to take care of something that you fight off on a daily basis anyways. But after a month-long coma, when I woke up, I was bedridden, and I could not walk. I could not even, I couldn't even, slide up in my bed or roll over on my side without having to call a nurse. And I was in a nursing home for 6 months. I went to an acute care facility. When I woke up from the coma, they sent me to Folsom to an acute care facility where I spent a month, where the extent of my physical therapy was like a hand bike, where they would strap my hands on these pedals, and I would just kind of have to, kind of move my shoulders back and forth, because I just couldn't even hold on to anything. And then after a month there, they sent me to another nursing home, and I was there for just over 4 months. And I was still in a wheelchair when I got out of the hospital. My voice, my the way I speak came back quicker than, my physical impairments. I still deal with, problems with my left brain. You could ask Zom and Yvonne, I got to meet them in Vegas, and Tom and Tweak, I get to hang out with them down in Vegas too, and going upstairs, I have to take them one at a time, like a baby, because my left leg still isn't as reliable as I would like it to be. I mean, I manage. I get up and I go to work every day, and I'm dealing with the disaster here now. But I think I've done all the physical therapy that I can. I don't know that it'll get any better than it is.
So about a year or 2 years, or
yeah. Well, it was just about a year before I finally trusted myself to walk without a walker.
Okay.
And I mean, but it wasn't until my sister came and took me out of the hospital for the day to go up and get some clothes. She took me to the hospital. The last thing I remember was sitting in her car, and I woke up a few seconds later, what I thought, and it'd been a month. And
wow.
And I was in my pajamas. I had no clothes, and so she came and got me out of the hospital to take me up to my house, and she had to go in and get me clothes because I couldn't get into my house because there were stairs, and I was in a wheelchair and hadn't even started to learn to walk again. So I started out with like buying motor skills, trying to put a nut on a bolt, and like thing with like just my dexterity, like using the like that exercise putty, just trying to squeeze it as hard as I could. There's like all kinds of different exercises they had me doing just to get my grip strength and my dexterity back. And it's funny because it's like as my physical symptoms started improving, you know, I noticed that like my like the tone of my voice and like you know I could speak a little bit better, but it wasn't until my sister got me out of the hospital and she had to light the lighter for me because I couldn't even hold the lighter and light the lighter to just smoke a couple hits of weed. And then she was listening to music in the car on the way up there, and I just realized, oh my God, my left foot that I couldn't move at all. I was like subconsciously, I was tapping my toes to the music. And that was like a miracle breakthrough moment for me. It's like, oh my God. Like,
Did you happen to...
There's some kind of connection there.
Oh, did you happen to catch last week's show?
No, I didn't. What did I miss?
One of the things that was shown to me to share with you all was that all, and it was kind of long, but all of the components, all of the creations actually sing praises to God, and this guy was able to get sounds from like quasars and stars and whales and things like that, and he put it all together and made a song of it. It was really quite incredible.
Do you have that last week's show posted up on your page? I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah, I post some. Well, actually, YouTube, Rumble, and Pill.net all do those automatic. So, but last week's, and it's at the beginning of his show too, so you don't have to go search for it after. After I make all the introductions and everything like that, it's the first thing that I show on there. But it was, to me, I shared it because it was really amazing, and of course, you know my passion for music.
Yes, I think. Have you heard of that guy, that Mike Adams, the health ranger? He was like, you know, making his rounds again during COVID, but he's actually known for like, you know, his like groundbreaking research into cancer, and has like a, you know, like a medical lab where he tests all kinds of things. And they did this symposium. It's like Ty Bollinger and his wife Charlene Bollinger. They found doctors from all over the world who were having success treating cancer, and there's way more than one cure for cancer, as it turns out. These doctors were proof of that. And oddly enough, all the people who showed up to this Truth About Cancer, like this live symposium that I actually have on DVD, it just started turning up dead. But Mike Adams actually did a talk at this symposium, and it's called I think it's called The Harmonics of Health, where he goes through and he plays like different like keys on a keyboard in correlation with their place on the you know, periodic out table, you know, like the elemental chart or whatever. And it's like anything like Mercury, right, has like this sickening sound. Whereas like, you know, things that are good for you, like they sound pleasing. It was a really, really interesting talk. So it sounds like it goes right along kind of what you were talking about on your show last week. I can't wait to watch it now. I'm glad you mentioned it. That's really cool. I know Rainoff was talking, and I think RDR, like when I first landed in the pond, they were talking about like looking into, you know, the effects of like sound and, you know, certain harmonics, like I think they were talking about like God frequency or something, but I don't know that they ever followed up and did a show on it. But that's something I'd be interested in learning more about too, because I think that's actually pretty cool. Everything has like this resonance and a vibration that, you know, seems to be kind of at the center of God's creation. Mm-hmm. We're basically just energetic beings. So it's a very intriguing notion.
The way that this pastor portrayed it made it sound like all of God's creations are teaching us how to sing
Yeah.
God's praises.
Well,
I just thought it was
the
very,
heavens and
very
the-
interesting.
The heavens declare the glory of the Lord. If you ever doubt God's existence, just look outside. Go look up at the stars at night, or go look at a tree or a flower or a frog. You know, frogs are my favorite for that very reason. You know, because they're an indicator species. They're the first ones to let you know if there's something wrong in your environment. And so, you know,
exactly.
That all of God's creation works in this perfect symbiotic relationship, even when it comes to, you know, killing each other for survival. Humans are the only ones who can't seem to, like, wrap their brains around it, it seems to me. Like,
Easily manipulated.
sensitive. Yeah, that's so true.
But
It's so true.
if you let God have it, he leads you through it.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely right. And I that's why I'm, you know, I wouldn't knock anybody for, you know, taking, like, you know, antidepressants or pharmaceutical drugs or self-medicating. We all do to some extent, but you can't numb yourself out to those feelings and those emotions. God gave you those. They're like your guidance system, you know? All of those emotions, even the bad ones, they're meant to tell you, oh, wow, that feels really crappy, that jealousy or that anger or that, you know, frustration. Stop doing whatever it is that makes you feel that way and do the things that are bringing you joy and contentment and peace and happiness.
Right, exactly.
You know? And
yes.
So, yeah.
Excellent.
We just need to learn to listen. Laura, it's so nice talking to you finally. Seriously, I've been watching you for, it'll be 2 years here this month that I landed in the pond. I'll have my 2-year anniversary here soon.
Oh, okay.
It's the end of September.
Well,
so I've been listening to you off and on as often as I can, but it was really nice finally getting to talk to you one-on-one.
Well, I
And thanks for
appreciate
taking my
that.
call.
Thank you so much
Oh,
for
for
calling and letting me know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You should, you know, it's something I feel like you need to hear and deserve to hear, and know that you are really an inspiration, and that anybody who's listening to this who's going through anything similar can draw strength and knowing that, you know, it will pass, and there are ways to heal that are not necessarily, they don't necessarily have anything to do with big pharma or the medical establishment. You know what they call somebody who graduates at the bottom of their class in medical school, right? A doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. Well, much love to you, and I will be sending all of my prayers and hoping that your hearing and health continue to improve.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I wouldn't be able to do it without my husband. He has sent me an angel, so.
You know, they are a godsend, those men, when you find the right one, aren't they?
Oh, yes.
Well, I will pray for him as well.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And God be with you, too. Everybody pray for Frog Spring, too, for all the stuff that's going on with her as well.
We talk on a daily. Me and the Lord, we have a great many conversations every day. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
I really do.
Thank
Y'all
you.
have a good night.
Okay.
I'll catch you back in the chat.
God bless.
God bless.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Good night. All right. Thanks for the call. Shout out to Frog Springs. Wow, she's making me go over. Okay. I had a few comedic things for you. I showed you one of the most important ones. You guys might get a kick out of this. Now, the reason I get a kick out of it is because it's the joke that never ceases to be funny. And I'm saying that facetiously now because I don't know how many of you all are performers or have performed in different places, but usually someone in the audience will scream this out before you even take your first piece of equipment out of your truck. And that is Free Bird! Right? Have anybody, you might have done that to a performer or something like that, especially in the nightclub or something like that. So, but this guy says all you got to do is put in the work. So maybe the next time I get asked to do Free Bird, I'll try to learn how to do it this way. Check it out. 451 should appreciate this. I'm impressed. This guy's great. Wow! There's one for 451 Actual. He's real good at his recorder. I thought you guys might get a kick out of that. The reason I got a kick out of it is because it's one of those jokes that never gets old, especially if you're a performer, a professional performer. All right, two more things, and I'm going to show you. Then I'm going to go stop with some more Mari. The only thing I have to say about this one is sit, Ubu, sit. Even the animals know. Good dog. Excuse me. Yeah, it's good dog. All right. I can't leave this one out. This one here goes out to all the politicians and the folks that think they are going to become my God and insist that I unify with them, only to use it against me and to separate me from God. It's not happening. And this is what I have to say to you. This is just, there's sound, but there's not really any sound, so you have to watch this. That goes out to all of those people that think they're going to take over the world. Alright, I have two real short ones from Mamari that fit the show tonight. So, and you know I don't ever end a show without Mamari. He got his eye back. He got a prosthetic eye. That's the last thing I've heard, but and I don't know when a lot of these are. You can tell by when he's wearing the glasses or if he's got the patch over his eye, but I'm thinking this is before any of that happened. But it doesn't matter.
So I'm going to pray to the Lord that the next election, Lord, you choose whom you want. But I beg you, Lord, have mercy on all of us.
Please.
Choose someone that is going to make a change
a good one, not an evil one. But I pray, for my hope is in no human being. With all love and respect, my hope is in Christ. Because nothing comes out of a human being that is good. Nope. The only goodness that is going to come is from Jesus, for he is the only good God. So I'm going to pray.
Okay. I think actually he has his new eye here. But, I mean, like I say, that part doesn't really matter. Listen to what he says.
Remember this, without Jesus Christ, we can never make it. Never. So now it's the time to thank the Lord. Thank you, Daddy, for waking me up and seeing the light of this S-U-N. But if it is your will that I wake up and I see the light of the S-O-N in the next life, then both of it, let it be your will. As long as it is your will, I'm glad to be here for you and to be there for you. Thank the Lord. Before you go to sleep, pray, worship, make your house, your home, church, my beloved. Enough, Satan. Step on him, spit on him. Away with you, Satan. You belong to hell, I belong to heaven, of all heavens. Pray at home, my beloveds. As family, put away your phones.
Okay, I like that man, and I don't feel like he is a false prophet or anything like that. I've consulted with many people, and he actually does inspire me in the Lord. So I don't want to be separated from him. I hope I don't ever be separated from him. But if I am, then I know that God has something else. Alright, you guys, that's about it for me right now. Don't forget to support the channel. All of my links are below, so click on some of them, will ya? Okay. Also, go click around the pureblood.tv interactive stream guide and check out some folks there. You can find some favorites and also plan what you're going to watch. Just like a TV guide. It's only it's interactive now. Alright, be sure to head on over to the Drunken Rocky Show on Odysee and Rumble next. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and if you hang around long enough, you'll get to hear Rocky snore. You guys could be spending your time with millions of other streamers, but you decided to spend your evening to hang out with little old me, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Thanks for the comments, the phone calls, the shares, up toots, down toots, and we love our lurkers. I appreciate the fact you listen to me while you're doing something else. I do it all the time. Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. And God bless America, of course, and you. God bless you and America. And as always, I wish you peace, love, health, and music. Always. And until next time, AMF.